And I'm just here today to add that little bit of narrative, if you like, to the material that we're also interested in. Its default position that the growing of it, if grown intelligently, is marvellous for the environment, it's marvellous for our carbon footprint. There are many positive aspects to it. It's getting that into the commercial reality. Of course, the commercial reality is that we haven't been growing decent timber in this country for a very long time. The result of many millions of years of evolution, we've evolved alongside this material, and we have an empathy towards it as a consequence. But it's actually quite surprising to sell sometimes, and it certainly was in the 70s and 80s. It was difficult to sell English wood. It was particularly difficult to sell English wood because, I mean, we haven't been very good at growing English timber. There are a lot of faults in English timber, and you have to design your way around these faults, and you have to kind of add some you've got to wax your furniture with words in order to sell it. And I was particularly interested in using English timber, and have strived to do so for 30 years. So a lot of my designs will be specifically around using English timbers with their so-say faults in them. I don't see them as faults, I see them all as precious material. But I have to face up to reality that there will be a lot of knots, a lot of splits perhaps. It might be windfall and stuff. It's rarely virgin, beautifully grown, straight grain stuff. And as a consequence, a lot of my designs will be made from smaller components that are reconfigured to kind of fight above their weight, if you like. I am, if you like, driven by a desire to express what I see as the beauty of this material that I've had an affair with for nearly 60 years now. We have an awful long way to go before we start using timber in the way that some of the Austrian and Northern European countries are using it. They've not lost faith, if you like. They've not lost faith in the material. They've kept faith. And we're using elm a lot. I've been using elm my whole working life. It's not a fashionable timber to make furniture from because it's difficult. It's a rugged, cussed, awkward piece of timber that will blunt in every tool you've got very quickly, and it'll move around with you a lot. But I always wanted to memorialise them because it's a great pity that the trees disappeared. And it was, if you like, a metaphor for how urban we've become. That our collective wit could not solve that particular problem, mainly because we weren't interested in it enough to finance the research necessary to do it. There are very brave efforts now to bring it back to us. But we lost the most magnificent resource. We really did. And it's lovely to see a few people who've held faith trying to bring it back. But to me, it staggered me as a youngster that nobody seemed to give a damn that the trees are gone. Of course, you could get to Croydon, they didn't give a toss. Oh my God, these wonderful trees have gone. So I've been trying to memorialise them ever since.